What is up, family? Space Corps podcast up in this bitch, man. We got episode 11. We're up in double digits, shaking them training wheels off. God damn it, baby, it feels good. What's happening, everybody? You know, it's your boy Stoney here, coming to you live from the TCM Museum of Minnesota. We're fucking back in the goddamn icy frozen tundra. And, god damn it, it's been cold as a motherfucker lately, dude. We've been kicking off Girl Scout cookie season for my daughter Zelda. Been freezing my fucking nuts off outside. Ain't been drinking, so no fucking whiskey to keep me nice and toasty in there. Just out there fucking sober and stupid. It's been good, man. It's been a fucking a good time, but I swear to God, last week was doper, man, when it was like no snow on the ground, 40 fucking degrees, man. Shit was feeling good, but it is what it is, man. That's where we live, baby. So it is what it is. So let's get on in here, everybody. What's going on, Mr. Shango? How you doing, my brother? We got Shiny Granado. Bang, bang. Show me your boner. We will see you a little bit later, maybe after the broadcast. I'll hit you up on them DMs, baby. Open some toys. Nah, man, we ain't going to open some toys today. Actually, I am going to open up one. But the thing is, we got a fucking nice guest, a special guest on for this evening. Just like last week, I had the fucking Reverend on, Daniel Cruz. So let's get to something first before we introduce our main guest here. We're going to run through them advertisements, baby. I'm still doing that dope-ass giveaway. All you got to do right now, you guys, till the end of February, go and subscribe to the Space Corps Podcast YouTube page. And that's it, man. That's it. You ain't got to pay nothing. You ain't got to jump through no hoops, put posts on your fucking Facebook wall. Fuck that. All I need you to do, hit that subscribe button at the end of February, whether you are a new subscriber or an old existing one, the beloved motherfuckers. I'm going to take everybody that's on that list of subscribers, throw it on like the wheel or something, and then I'm going to basically spin it, and 3 people are going to be winning some prizes, baby. And what am I talking about? I'm saying number 1 is going to win the first grand prize. That's going to be the Haya Leatherface Slaughter version, and this is super dope because it's got the severed head of that stupid little millennial girl that we all wanted to fucking see die at the end, and she finally did right at that last second, man. He comes cutting her fucking head off. It was great. That's the first prize, and then second and third place runner-up, excuse me, gets this custom exclusive shit show keychain made by the lovely Ann McDonald from Half Moon's Designs, baby. So check that out, guys. We're doing that till the end of February. Get up on that shit. What the fuck do you got to lose? Something free, something fun. Second advertisement. Here's the big deal, motherfuckers, as I have started teaming up now with Madrid Skateboards in celebration of the TCM 50th anniversary, motherfucker. They have got the exclusive 100% fully licensed rights to the TCM world, baby. And so what they're doing is they've put out 10 beautiful fucking skate decks, dude. My favorite is that skateboard, that chainsaw one on the other side. Dude, this chainsaw special cut, brother. Look at that fucking thing. It's shaped like the pollen chainsaw. It's unbelievable. 10 different fucking board styles, beautiful artistry on there, and then each board you can get the regular popsicle style. Otherwise, there's some customs, whatever. Check it out. I got pre-orders right now. Stoney's TCM Museum of Minnesota. Hit me up on Facebook. I got them up on the eBay pages, too, for people that aren't too familiar with what we do around here. But you guys got to hit this shit up. So check that out. We're going to get that out of the way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad you're all here this evening. I hope you're having a nice motherfucking weekend. Because I got a special guest. And I got a special fucking package from this dude. So we're going to welcome, straight from the motherfucking Creatureporium, we've got Mr. Guy McMonstermaker. How are you doing, brother? Can you hear me?
What's going on, Stoney?
Yeah,
how you doing, man?
How are you, my friend?
I'm slowly getting caffeinated, but I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Dude, I'm doing all right, and I feel I feel we have a good kinship for how far we burn both ends of the fucking candle, man. I mean, I know we got 2 different lives we live. You are hella busy with everything you do for your business, and I'm just a fat guy that's got like 3 fucking kids, a wife, a crazy ass house.
I was gonna say you're busy being a good dad, man. You're busy crushing it, brother.
Appreciate it, man. I just that's all I care about, man. I just I don't see how people cannot be like a good fucking father. I mean, obviously you've got a boy, and it's amazing, dude. And I don't know.
It really is. I grew up without a dad, so I mean, like you're crushing it, brother.
I appreciate it, man. It's crazy just trying to juggle that shit around. Like, I don't know if like if it's always been this hard of a struggle for like time management, you know, and just general family life, or if it's more harder nowadays because life is so much more fast paced and hectic and demanding. And
I'm thinking, yeah, I mean, I don't know, because since we grew up in that, I feel like maybe we probably don't like realize like I feel like it's probably a little bit more crazy like with social media and like time management and just like, you know, and then as we get older, you know, the day just gets away from us in all kinds of horrible ways.
Dude, I think about that with my daughter and stuff too, where I'm just like, you know, I watch like the time go by and I'm going like, am I not giving her enough like, you know, fun, like, you know, camping events and this and this and this. All of a sudden you're like, you know, but I think as a kid, you know, you're oblivious to that type of shit, right? So I don't think it doesn't matter. So we get out, we do the fun when we can and shit. But, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, we're just trying to grind here. I just think it's also like early family life. You know, I mean, like Zelda's 9, the boy's 6, and then our baby's gonna be 1 here at the end of the month. And it's just like it's the early, you know, it's the building blocks of the family. You know, it's like this is the time you're putting in, especially if you ain't got like a big. We don't really have a huge like close local network of like family and friends and people to kind of help out. So, you know, my wife, bless her heart, man, she's a fucking warrior, dude. She just, you know, she's with the kids and, you know, and we just do us, you know, so it's like gathering a lot of date nights. But I feel like, you know, dude, if you're going to have the fucking kids and stuff, man up, you know, be responsible.
That's right.
You know,
that's it. You hit it right on the head,
fucking,
man.
You know, come in somebody else and have a baby, you know, that's all you, baby, you know. It's,
I agree with you 100%, man, because when I first had my boy, you know, you always get like you have those friends that like, you know, they got like 3 kids and they still manage to like party every week or and it's like, what the fuck are you, how are you doing that? What you know, and it's like, oh, grandma watching them or cousins or whatever. And it's like, it was like a point of pride when my boy was younger. It's like, no going out. We have a boy to raise, you know. I mean, you know, I don't know. Like, so I feel that I understand exactly what you're talking about, you know, and if anything that, you know, that's something to commend you for even more, you know, to have that kind of tight family unit like that, I think is really, really invaluable and important. So fucking kick ass, man.
Dude, for sure, man. I mean, and like we say, I mean, the time goes by so fast. That's like, if you can't devote, you know, like, I mean, you only get one shot at like, you know, getting these kids like a good, healthy foundation where they're fucking raised and stuff. I mean, you fuck it up, you can't go back, man. So it's just like, you know,
exactly.
I mean, you know, it's like, you know, it's goofy to say like, you know, put a decade on hold and just put your nose to the grind and stuff. But it's like, dude, it goes by fast enough, and before you know it,
it really does. You know, especially as they get older. You know, like conversation starts to get a little bit more sophisticated. You know, they turn into who they are. You know, relatively. So, like, I mean, your kids are already like, you know, except for the 1-year-old, of course. I'm sure, you know, their personalities are pretty much like cemented. So, you know, that's Anyway, I get it. Bottom line.
It's been hard too for me, like trying to gauge, like, you know, because I mean, obviously, I've got the fucking TCM shit all over. I mean, you know, my wife and I got a good balance, you know, where it's just like, you know, for the main part of the house, you don't see any of this around, you know, which is fine, you know, and she keeps a really nice, you know, everything looks great, but then she lets me have my own fucking space around here, which is fucking awesome, you know, but the kids are definitely interested in fucking dad's room and stuff down here, you know, and you're like, yeah, you know, I saw this shit when I was young, and, you know, and the music I listened to, and you're like, you don't want to like shelter them, but you're like, you know, does she really need to see the blood and the fucking, you know, guts at like the age of 4? I don't know, like kind of not. So, you know, but it's like, then you don't want to just like over fucking helicopter parent bullshit. You know, I'm not about that at all.
100%.
We push you off the dock and tell you to learn to swim. You know, it's like there's independence too. You know.
I mean, I don't know. I can't say much, man, because like I grew up on, you know, Hellraiser and Aliens, Predator, all this stuff. So I was kind of that mindset, like, it's good enough for me. All right, son, you're 2. Time to watch Cronenberg's The Fly, and it turned out cool. You know? I don't know, but no, I believe that if you can expose them to horror at an early age, it kind of makes them a little stronger, in my opinion. Just like good comedy, you know. But I guess from a writing perspective, that's a whole different story, but they're kind of similar, so I don't know. Anyway,
man, when I grew up, my parents split pretty early, you know. So me and my brother, we were with my ma, you know, and you know, and she worked hard trying to, support us like that. But I had a lot of time on my hands when I was really young, and, not a lot of supervision and stuff. So, I think back, like, now I put myself, I look at where my kid is at, for where I was at that age. And like, I'm like, dude, I've thought about my first 3 albums, my first 3 pieces of music I ever had when I was a kid. And this was like 4th fucking grade. I had my first album ever was Wu-Tang, Enter the 36 Chambers. So, I mean, straight, as like a young little fucking white kid, like, hearing that, I was like, this is awesome, and then I had Tupac, and then All Eyes on Me was a double album, and then Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like, it was just straight, like, fucking rap, dude. And
that makes sense.
But I just think about, like, I'm trying to look at myself in retrospect for how tiny I was of a little kid with these headphones on and, like, just the vulgar shit I was listening to, and, like, nobody
walking down
knew.
the street, kids are, like, talking about the latest cartoon, Wu-Tang Clan,
dude, that's exactly it, man. So
that's awesome.
Like, so that part I go, does she really need to be hearing that right now? I'm like, I'm going to probably wait a little bit on there, so.
Makes sense. Probably not.
Fuck, man. Let's see what else is in here. Dude, Sean Fuller's in. What's going on? We got Slasher Stashers, dude. Aaron, Joseph, Nikita. Everybody's checking it out. Stumacher. Fuck yeah, it's always a good hang, man. I always dig this. A good Saturday night. Try to keep it consistent. Get a buddy on here. Shoot the shit. Like I said, there's never any real fucking method to the madness here. We just fucking talk about what we want. Especially when we get somebody cool on like you that's an artist that comes up with something. I want to see what you're up to. There's actually something that you've got for me that I'm really eager to open up, and
I'm super excited for you to get it, just because like it was such a long time coming, and I just want you to know, brother, like it was definitely a priority. It's just I've been so busy the last couple of years, and like, ugh.
It's a good fucking problem to have, man. Again, I just, I've always said from day one, it's like, I sit there and I really try to, promote, and there's no reason other than I just want people to be successful. It's like, when somebody does something cool that I like, I want everybody to know about it. It's just people that make bullshit, and dumb stuff. I'm not going to be talking about that, but when artists like you and like, Evil Wonka, and people come around and you guys are contributing new pieces into the horror economy or whatever that may be, it's like, because now some years have come around. It's like, yeah, you might make a custom for somebody, but people fall on hard times, or they switch what their collection is, they might go a different route, where all of a sudden it's fun to see like a piece, by one of you guys kind of surface again in the market and see where that goes to.
That's an interesting conversation, actually, because that happened just recently, actually, and I didn't know how to feel about it at first, and then all of my hardcore collector friends like made me realize, oh, it's a good thing, because initially I thought it was like I took it as like oh, you don't like my all right, but in hindsight, yeah, like I've realized that it's a good thing, I guess. Like for the pieces that are more like all the unlicensed stuff and everything.
Yeah.
I think it hits a little differently for me, because those are more art pieces than anything, right? So like any of the like official stuff that my company produces, like my mindset is like, I don't give a damn what you do with that, because it's commerce. It's meant to be traded around. But like those certain pieces, it's like, God, I worked like 2 months on that,
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. I've come around to the idea that it's a good thing.
Sure.
But it was not an easy journey to get there. But I got
yeah. I bet not. And the first time I ever witnessed that was a piece that Riley had, all of a sudden it surfaced for sale again. And and he's a really close friend of mine too. And immediately, I was thinking about.
Would you tell? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Would you tell him I said hi? Because I haven't been able to get a hold of him for like forever.
Dude, Evil Wonka is a fucking slave to the 9 to 5 right now. I won't tell his whole personal story or whatever, but he ended up he's working at the Hard Rock Cafe down in like somewhere down wherever, San Antonio, or whatever spot in Texas he's living, but and they love him too much. He's doing too good of a job, so he's accelerating up, and I think he's getting into management and all this stuff. But he got sucked right back into it, right? Also, he's got the need where he needed to make some extra cash. I think you were feeling maybe at the same time too. Custom work kind of slowed down for a little bit. You know, and when you're counting on that as your sole income, and all of a sudden that's not there, I mean, you got a fucking decision to make. You got a family to support. You got, you know, rent to pay. You got, you know, whatever. So, you know, and he knew it. He's like, as soon as I switch over to having to get a job there, he's like, it's gonna take me over completely, and I'm gonna have like no time to do custom work, and so that's where he's been doing for a little bit, and you know, and hey, man, you know, there's it's too bad, you know, for, I'll say that selfishly, that, you know, like, I'm not seeing these awesome new Evil Wonka pieces being pumped out all the time, but I did see him, he was really happy to show me that he went back to painting. He made a piece for like his boss's son or something. He's like an anime fan. He made this amazing canvas three-piece like anime thing, and he used like all this like stucco and stuff, made this like textured brick back. You know, it's like Riley stuff, right? He just goes,
talent runs in that family, because his daughter, my son, owns one of her paintings. And very nice. It's very good. I mean, but he's always been very, in my opinion, I always felt like Riley was a little too hard on himself. But you know, like, I think
most of you guys are. Most of you guys and girls. I mean, you know, you're making something that's 100% on you. You know, it came from you. You're the one responsible for how it looks and everything in the presentation. How can you not be, you know, kind of self-conscious releasing it into the world? You know what I mean? It's like,
to a certain degree, yeah. I guess it really depends on what it is. Like if it's like a commission piece, definitely there is. I think because you pour so much of yourself into that, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress. That's why I don't do commissions anymore. but it's like, it's too much. Well, but
and then plus you're making it for somebody in specific, right? You really want them to be happy with it, and
exactly.
So I can see it. I don't think I can ever do it, because I think I'd have a fucking heart attack. My blood pressure, my anxiety about it. I'm just like, you know, I don't know. So, I mean, just, you know, kudos to you guys for being able to do that type of stuff, you know, and I'm sure that, you know, there's criticism out there in the world and stuff, and I just don't know how I could take all it, man. Maybe I'm too fragile or something. I mean, think so, but
I highly doubt you're very fragile. Like, in my case, I think, like, well, I always say that I'm very fortunate to be around, for the most part, extremely kind people. In all the years that I've done this, I can count on my hand like how many assholes I've come across. For the most part, it's just been pretty great. There's only a small percentage of people that I say don't get along with. That's neither here nor there. But you know, for the most part, everyone is usually pretty kind, and I always try to certainly reciprocate that, you know what I mean? So I think that helps, I guess.
For sure. Do you think getting away from, like you're saying now, you're not really doing custom, you know, one-offs for people, and you're doing more so your own, you know, license? Are you kind of relieved in the fact that I mean, I can imagine when you're doing custom work for people, things get very specific and very detailed, and like people tweaking. I mean, I know like Anne with Half Moon Design, she sometimes is making things for people, and they're like changing the design. Hey, can you do this and this? And you're like, well, fucker, I'm already like, you know, well into the, you know, I could imagine that's got to get under your fucking skin, you know?
So to be honest, I don't get a lot of that at all, really. The only time I did, and maybe you're watching, buddy, Walter Hugo Jansen. That guy, I love you, buddy. If you're awake right now, you're the only guy who's ever given me so much hell that I wanted to shoot myself. But I mean that with love, because I love him. But my God.
But I know
he is amazing. And he'll tell you, man, he was laughing. We would have so many laughs over the piece that I made for him. Oh my God. but other than that, no. Usually people, when they come to me, it's kind of like, all right, do your thing. Like, that's why we're coming to you. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, and I'll give them like updates on the sketch or the sculpture and things like that. And the communication is there. Not much ever really changes. It was more just the worrying about how to execute something. Like before you see it, that's where the pressure, the blood pressure, and everything comes from. Once the ball gets rolling on it, it was always usually fairly straightforward at that point. It's kind of like, you know, muscle memory. I mean, I've been doing it for 27 years, sculpting, right? So
Okay.
at this point, it's really just, you know, you look at something and then you sculpt it and then you paint it and you're done. It's at this point, really, we're just not doing commissions because I just do not have the time for it anymore. But I never had any intention of like wanting to be a custom artist. I appreciate the term. I know people love to call me that, and I'll, whatever, that's what I am to them. I don't care.
Sure.
The goal is, you know, as the years go on, it'll be more apparent that that is not what I would like to be forever in the eyes of everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
But Facebook is also not my like my core demographic. I do very little business off of here, so that's fine too. You know, so. Anyway,
utilizing Facebook more for just kind of promotional networking stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's mostly just like marketing and you know, keeping up with people, like engaging everybody. Like every once in a while, like I'll put up stuff that like is on my Etsy shop, or and lately it's my company website that I'm mostly interested in populating. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of interaction on here anyway. Like, let me put it this way: if I relied on Facebook to run my business, like I wouldn't have one. So
you'd be connected on like a 56K dial-up or something, you know, some net zero
right.
shit.
I'll be like, okay, guys, we're doing this new thing or whatever, and then like, you know, crickets, cyber crickets or something. I don't know.
Dude, it's I just, you know, this Facebook platform is just so it's very risky. I mean, it's just, you know, it's so inconsistent. I mean, even just, you know, especially not even running like a business aspect, but just, you know,
just on any level, right?
It's crazy. I mean, you know, it's no surprise to anybody, but I mean, it's like, fuck, I even had, so I had like the Reverend on last week, right? You know, last Saturday, and I had a post of that day, or maybe even the day before. And then just yesterday, all of a sudden I saw a notification of a comment from him, and it was of that post from a week ago. And, you know, and the date stamp is up on top there, you know, and he's like, question mark, like it came up, it just popped into his news feed, you know, as like I just put up a new post, and he's like, what does this mean? You know, he's all confused.
Right.
It's like,
yeah,
dude, I mean,
the algorithm is super wonky.
It sucks, dude. And then they sure have seemed to have like really kind of bottlenecked everybody. You know, it's like I don't see a lot of just all my general friends anymore. I mean, it's like I'm heavy on advertising for sure. We all know that, but it's like I only seem to see the same 8 people or something. It's like, well, I got a fucking 2,000 people on my friends list. Where are they at? You know?
Right. No, absolutely. I just it was like 2 weeks ago. I did a live, and a gentleman was commenting on the live, but like it was 6 hours later, and I actually like I felt bad because I perceived it as they got mad at me for not responding to the recording, like it's like they thought they were talking to me in real time.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad because I'm like, damn it, Facebook, you're screwing things up, because like they were commenting and I'm just like ignoring them, and it's like, well, yeah, I'm not there.
Dude,
it wasn't fun.
I've been, hey,
oh, you have?
What's going on in here? And also I'm like 6 minutes into something, I go, oh, this is not live.
Okay, so it is a common thing. I didn't even think about it.
It is, man. It absolutely is, dude.
Thanks, Facebook.
Dude,
Thank you.
Dalton Thompson, thanks for sharing, brother. How you doing, man? Hey, well, let's get his vulgar comment out of the way. I love it. What are you up tonight, you Victoria's Secret smelling puss farts? So that's beautiful. Thank you, Dalton. He's starting to sound like Mr. Guy Durham taking a page out of his fucking book there. You mouth bastard.
I love Guy Durham. He is such a nice guy.
Dude,
such a great guy.
Guy is amazing. Yeah,
he's very nice.
Just makes sense. A lot of Sean's, great fucking people. I'll tell you that. The guys, we got a good list of them too. A little more few, but they're out there, man. So. Fucking puss farts. Some of these names, dude. And dude, I'm such a fan with like putting like stupid emojis together, like, you know, and hoping that people can like understand what I'm saying. And I saw a new one that I never thought about before. But like when we get into raffles and razzles on these pages, you know, and there's a lot of code word stuff, right? You know, because Facebook, you know, will shut these groups down because it's gambling, it's whatever. So, you know, it's like, you know, you can't say PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. You know, people are using code words for that. You know, PayPal or something. But when like the razzle fills, you know, everybody knows you don't like say paid or, you know, I sent you money or anything like that. We all just put up like one emoji or like a couple or something, you know, and we've all got like funny ones to make each other laugh. But dude, fucking, I think Travis Ramsey, he put up the emoji and the blowing wind or something. And I looked at that for a second. I go, is that a dick fart? And I asked him, I go, bro, did you just say dick fart? And he goes, yep. And I'm like, I don't know, my stupid humor, dude. I was cracking up about that for so long, and now he's forever dick fart to me every time I see him.
God damn. He's another nice person.
Dude, there's so
nice
many
guy.
good people that like
There
I've
is.
met on these fucking groups, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, and we've been really riding the wave because, you know, it's like, you know, we had our COVID times where that's where everybody got together, you know, that's when they really boomed, you know, obviously for you know, reasonable reasons, you know, we're all looking for something to do. We were locked in. We were looking for some camaraderie, you know, we all had money. So we're all buying shit. Everybody's, you know, gambling. Shit was booming. Right. You know, and then of course now it's slowed down. But then, you know, there's also been this other side of this nasty side of like, you know, some select shithead kind of people throughout these groups that are just causing such negativity. And it's really like rippled to where a lot of good people that collect and were fun people have just said, fuck it. And they've left, you know, so it's like, you know, yeah.
I'll be honest. I do not quite understand. I don't know much about all that. So can you give me the abridged version? Because I don't. Like I'm one of those like just live and let live. I don't really absolutely. I don't know.
You know, and we, you know, I in the nutshell without like naming names anymore because I'm just done talking about those people. It's just not even worth.
No, that makes sense because that's probably how it gets all weird.
Basically,
anyway.
I mean, the way it all started was that, you know, everybody basically started on one big group, which was Offbeat. You know, that's the big mothership. You know, and then from there, you know, when a little bit of kind of issues started, you know, a couple of groups broke out from that. You know, and the first two that started was Slashers, Stashers, and Shango Shit Show. You know, there was differences between the admin teams and stuff and whatever, and so that happened, and it was okay. It was sustainable, you know, and then you know, also now each one of those groups are selling. You know, each one of those groups are running raffles, and now other people are starting to see, oh, I can start my own group, and I can do that, and it can be under my rules, and you know, it can be however I want to do. So all of a sudden, then you start to see all these other, you know, mirrored groups spawning, and all of a sudden there's 10 of them, and all of a sudden there's 20 of them. And
I mean, I can kind of understand. I mean, I started my own group, but it's slightly different. It's more of like
you do things a lot differently. You really do. Yeah. I mean, yours.
Everyone's so nice in there, though. Everybody is awesome.
It's rare to see it done like you because you actually have something that's special and different from how these other groups are. The rest of all of these other ones were basically very much cookie cutter, and I'm not putting down any of these guys too. I mean, there's a lot of great groups that have spawned out of it too, and it's, you know, don't get me wrong on that, but basically it's like, you know, all of a sudden you have the same type of group where we all have the same members, you know, I'm basically everybody's all a part of
basically, yeah. And that's actually a good point because like I was part of a whole bunch of groups, and now I'm only part of like a small amount, and it's really just like the ones that like I know I talk a lot on, which isn't many to be frank, but it's mostly because we're all in the exact same groups, like everybody. It's
the same post, you know, and that's why you'll see like, you know, some of our groups, you know, like we won't share people like that are doing a raffle in another group. Hey, check out my raffle. We already know. Everybody knows. We've all seen it, you know, that type of stuff. But basically, where I think all the negativity and everything really started from is once all of a sudden we've had all these multiple groups spawned out, and now instead of Offbeat, you had, you know, maybe 2 raffles going on at once, right? Okay, great. 2 different things, a huge pool of potential, you know, players to hop into it. Well, now each group has 2, you know, so also now there's 20 raffles going on at once. And again, we're all the same customer base. You only have so much money to play these games. You can't get a spot in fucking, you know, 30 simultaneous raffles. You can't afford that, or, you know,
that kind of explains so like in my group, I've tried to get people to do more of that, but they just never did.
Sure.
I kind of gave up, but I was hoping to kind of get it to be one of those, and it just never took off. Like we have interaction, but it's not like, it's like a different kind of, they'll just interact to like my music Saturday or like my haiku Friday and stuff. Sure. Other than that, it's like trying to like build it into like a community, like how everyone else has is, I've given up, but I guess that's a good thing, according to what you're saying. But
I think so.
but like, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. So what I'm getting from what you're saying is that like basically having all of those groups, like so many of them, kind of like did it like cause like I don't know, like factions or something? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Like,
and that's the other thing that too, so each one person would start a group, they'd choose their, group of admins, and then it's basically the big community turned into little isolated camps everywhere,
Gotcha.
And then,
Okay.
I think, I gotta think that the money had a part to play with the hostility, right? All of a sudden, nobody's razz are filling, none of this, all of a sudden just kind of that fun bit kind of stopped, and then
I see what you're saying.
And then also that also ushered in during COVID times. Then the flippers and the people that were, basically going to fucking Target, clearing out the shelves to try to flip a toy that was readily available for double the price and all this, and this ugliness,
That word right there, I never even really. Okay, so here's the. How do you say? I don't want to say fucked up because it's not. It's the ironic part.
Sure.
I'm a guy who makes collectibles, but I don't collect. So because I don't collect, I never got into some of that stuff. So like flipping, like now I know what that is because I've seen it happen to my stuff. When the Crypt Keeper bust sold out, there was a gentleman. He's not affiliated with my Facebook or anything like that. Maybe, I don't know if you guys know him. He's a gentleman from San Antonio.
Sure.
Anyway, I made him a deal for the last Crypt Keeper bust. It was during the holidays, and I was just trying to be nice, good karma kind of thing. Anyway, once the Crypt Keeper, the last one, was gone, I saw this one was on eBay for like $800 and something, and I gave him like he upcharged by like 3 times, and I was like, holy shit, dude! Like it's Christmas, man. Like, what are you doing? But again, it's like what like everyone says, and like I usually agree, once it's in their possession, they can do whatever they want with it. But it's like, I still don't like that they're doing that to like somebody. What if somebody like really, really, really wanted it and couldn't do it because they had to pay a bajillion fucking dollars for the, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So in that case, I'm not fond of the flipping, but I also don't really know a whole lot about it. And if like as a business model, I guess some people just, that's what they do from what I've been told. So it's like, well,
and that's the thing, that it's forever going to keep going because us collectors, sometimes when you want something, you will just pay whatever just to have it, right? Maybe you've got that money's disposable enough where it's like, hey, you know, that $13 retail figure, I will pay $100 to get it because I want it, right? So that's forever going to fuel and justify them flipping. And to them, it's easy money, right? You go in, and here's the other thing too, and I this is going to campaign to talk people into doing it more, but you go to Walmart, you go to Target, you buy the shit, you put it up for sale for double, triple, quadruple the price, and if it doesn't sell, you've got the fucking receipt, and you bring it right back, and you can return the bitch. You're not out any money except gas money in your time. So the part that drives me nuts is that's not exclusive to horror collecting at all. It's all toys.
Collecting in general.
So now coming back to being a father, and trying to give my kids experiences that I really enjoyed as a kid, such as getting the chance to go down the toy aisle at the fucking store and just dream. If you go down,
I might add, kids today, man, their toys, holy shit, they're so much better than what we did.
They are. But the thing is though, now you can go and you go down the aisles at Walmarts and things, and it's bare, dude. It looks like it's like like fucking a storm's coming. Everybody's ransacking all the aisles at the grocery store. It's like that at all the toy aisles now. It sucks, bro, because that's all these fucking 40-year-old dudes do is show up on launch day and they just clear out everything, and so. That sucks in that aspect where it's like, I like that physical thing, right? You can show a kid, look through the screen, look through Amazon and scroll through. Okay, but that's nothing like being immersed in the fucking toy aisle, and just like, that sucks. So
seeing all the different things that like when we were kids, what is it? He-Man, Silverhawks, okay. Oh, who would know everything from our childhood? I don't know if you probably know her, Kat May, amazing person, but my God, she's like an encyclopedia of toys from our generation. Like, it's insane. It's so cool. Anyway, I was just thinking out loud. But I get what you're saying, and that's definitely not fair if that's what's happening. I mean, like, I'll be honest, I haven't seen that at my Walmart. I have seen it at Target.
Okay.
In the section that has like all the NECA stuff, I do see that get like wiped out all the time.
Yeah.
But most of the time, whenever I go to check that, it's because I want to see what they've made, so I know what not to bother sculpting. Really, that's pretty much it.
So I got a question then too. So you said you've been sculpting for, what'd you say, 27 years?
Yeah, I started when I was 16. I'll be 42 in a couple weeks.
So when did you switch from sculpting physical to digital?
So it's not really like a switch. Like, I still sculpt with clay. I just don't produce anything that I'm going to sell because I don't have a scanner for that. But eventually I might. The initial, like, are you talking about like when I first jumped onto using a computer to do it?
Yeah. I guess
okay, so that was 2007. Wow. 2007, I bought ZBrush 2, which was, well, at the time, it was super amazing. Like, if I went back to that software now, it's like trying to sculpt with boxing gloves on. But back then, it was amazing. And so, yeah, when I was a kid, I was always into art, and I loved all that stuff. So I started doing traditional sculpting, which is like armature wire and like wet clay or Chevant or whatever. And then I never really made the transition to digital for any reason other than I like to try to keep abreast of technological shifts whenever I can. Yeah. And I've always loved visual effects and stuff like that. And so initially my background was in animation. And so when you're working with ZBrush, it's the industry standard for movies, video games. Now it's become the industry standard for action figures and collectibles and stuff like that, just as much as traditional sculpting. Like, every single toy company or sculpting collectible company, they all use the same software. It's just that I think people either don't know about it or just don't give a shit. Like, all the time. Let me put it this way. Like, everyone comes to me about the 3D printing. And it's like, dude, Hasbro's been doing it for 13 years. You see me doing it. So that must be like the only thing that you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to articulate, but like, there's so much that goes into it. And like, I think everyone thinks because of the internet, unfortunately, that you can just download something and then like the printer does it and then boom, you have it. And it's like, well, I mean, to a certain degree, for certain people, I guess that's true, but no one ever asks like, well, how does this stuff get onto the computer in the first place, right? Someone has to sculpt it. Right. Anyway, but yeah, so 2007, to answer that in like a way long-winded way. My apologies.
That's so interesting. I mean, it's, when you were designing Young Leatherface for me, and then you started showing me, you would video screenshot your sculpting sessions, in the program, right, and then you would speed it up really fast, so you keep my attention. It's
mostly just a time lapse because otherwise you'd be bored to death.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it really opens your fucking eyes. You're like, holy shit, like the time and the detail,
So that is one of the reasons why, on one hand, I feel bad as to why some of my stuff costs so much, but only people who understand the process get it.
Sure.
Because, in order to produce what I produce, it's the exact opposite of going on the internet and just downloading whatever and then producing it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to understand form, anatomy. You have to understand volume. You literally have to know kinesiology. There's so many things that you have to know in order to bring these things to life. And, unfortunately, that can get costly. I'm no cheap date, man. I mean, sure. I value my time. Well, right. So
you're not doing shit for free.
I try to keep, now lately I'm trying to drop the prices down as much as I can, but I think it's because of the amount of time that it takes. We've perfected our production methods here. We got it pretty streamlined. So that's able to kind of like bring things down a little bit, fortunately. But yeah, in the beginning, definitely things were a lot more expensive. And, there would always be like, the occasional like, well, why is it so expensive? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, I mean, I understand. I never get as mad about that stuff, or mad in general, really, because it's like I can't really blame anybody if they're constantly bombarded with what's on the internet already.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
you do.
So I don't know. Anyway,
oh, that's really interesting. So, one thing I wanted to show too, because I've got I've got a few TCM pieces, right? Over the
I'll
years.
say.
and so when I first heard of you, I can't even remember who had the first commission with you that got me open up. I don't know if it was Sean Shango or
it might have been Shango, and then probably Richard VR.
Yeah, it was one of the two. So
one of the two, yeah.
So you were like the first or second person that I ever really kind of reached out to as far as like an artist to make a custom piece, because I didn't really understand that was an option, and then once that's out there, I mean now collecting is infinite to me, right? Because now it's so much better than all these fucking store-bought whatever, because it's like it's something that can come from my fucking head, and then you can take it, make it even better than I'm thinking, but then also it's like especially like TCM, right? It's like we've got so many movies in the franchise, but there's only a couple select movies out of it that you see any actual merchandise or collectibles or whatever made. Right. So I really got into the big thing. It's like, okay, well, if I can commission something for my collection from TCM, I want something that's not out there. What's a movie that isn't, one of the more least favorite ones? And so with you, I wanted to get something from the 2017 Leatherface movie. It's a Lionsgate film, and this is focusing on Leatherface as a child. He was a young buck running around. The movie's not that great. There's a lot of movies in the franchise that aren't that great, but I've always said, you know what? They're all my fucking children, and I love them all.
I only had one logistical issue with that film.
Yeah.
Which was, how did that boy have the neck strength to carry that giant head?
Yes.
That's about it, though.
Yes.
Other than that, I you watch a movie, you just get immersed, and you
exactly.
you buy it or you don't.
That's one thing I think where I'm really good with watching movies is that I don't nitpick shit, and if things don't follow the timeline, I don't give a fuck. I put in that movie and I take it for what it is, and just have fun, pick it apart.
It's a multiverse. Just think of it like that.
There you go. Why be miserable and shit? So I knew from you because you were doing busts, and I'm like, I want, because in that movie Leatherface, and when he's a kid, he takes a fucking dead cow's head and he puts that on, and he's got overalls, and whatever. And I'm like, dude, that's what I want. I want a bust of this dead cow head, and then just the whole, and that's where it started when I reached out to you. We started talking. And then after a little while, I'll never forget where I was at. I was in my hometown in Princeton. I was sitting in a parking lot at the neighbor's bar and grill or something. I think I was just picking up dinner or something, one day, whatever the fuck it was. But you were like, hey, like, do you really want to go with a bust still, because the scale of it, that cow, it's gonna be pretty fucking huge, or do you want like a statue, of a full body? And then there's this Japanese or Chinese movie poster of that, where I used that photo for reference. That's it, exactly. And once you said that, I thought of that poster, and it's a full body shot of him, and whatever, it doesn't matter what else is around there, but just that idea of him and his stance. And I said that is even better than whatever. And that's what I'm getting at, is that's so much fun with the collaboration, when it's like you can get the ear of somebody like you, and we can talk things out. And again, going back to like, like I was saying, is it annoying when people tweak things, along the lines? I feel like
I don't think you did much of that at all.
Like, did we do it in the appropriate timeline, right? You weren't all the way through, and you're like, are you fucking kidding? We're going to change it now. I think it was, it was in the right time frame, but just to be able to switch it over, and then what you did with it after that was just like crazy. So I want to show this thing here too. So.
I was going to say, I don't even remember you ever doing anything like that. Did you? Change anything around?
Well, I was just saying, us going from the bust to the statue.
Yeah. If anything, that made it more. I was probably more excited to do the full body anyway.
So, if anybody hasn't seen it, I got pictures all over the fucking museum. But Dude, I
There's
mean,
number
this
one.
thing is so fucking amazing. It is literally one of my favorite fucking pieces in here, and I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. Like,
I mean, that means a lot. Thank you,
dude.
very
I
much.
mean, the detail of it, the size of it, every fucking thing about it. And again, this is the only piece you will ever see of that fucking movie. And you went above and beyond about it with the fact that you made a special custom base for me where you've got the future Leatherface mask in the puddle, 3D.
Mm-hmm.
You got Leatherface on the side there, but then for me too, which I don't have in frame, I'd have to take it out. But you actually made it where there is an alternate head.
A little boy, the boy's head,
The boy, dude, and fucking just incredible. But even like, I mean, just the fucking head, the meat in this thing, and I mean, I was blown.
It was fun. It was fun to do. Like, so, a lot of times when you're working on a sculpt, like, I think that's one of the things I love about horror in particular is that you get to sit there and like, all right, how can I make this like even grosser,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
So, I don't know. That's from being raised on Hellraiser and all that other stuff, I guess.
For sure. I think also too, just my personal preference is this 1/6 scale size. Just to me, it's the perfect size of any collectibles. It's like, 6-inch figures are cool and all that. 18s, I'm sure they're cool, but they're just fucking monsters. This is like, I don't know. Just to me, it's the epitome of the ultimate like figure statue. I mean,
when you say,
yeah.
just so I understand, when you say 18, you mean 18-inch? Is that what you're talking about?
So
okay, I just want to make sure because I'm not. Every time that a collector, like a hardcore collector like yourself, a lot of them they don't use inches. They just go like, all right, is this one like 2/3 scale, 1/3 scale?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know I just do inches, man. I just like do 12 inches, 8 inches, 6 inches, whatever.
Dude,
like
sure.
so. What you're saying about 18 inches, I've only made a few things that were that tall.
Sure.
But I'm actually right now I'm working on a Hell Priestess from the new Hellraiser movie,
Really?
and I have to make 2 that are going to be 19 inches tall. And it's like,
holy shit.
Right? Yeah, that's going to be a pain in the ass to ship, but we'll figure it out.
Well, the nice thing with these pieces too is that there's not a lot of weight to it in the best way possible.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that is on purpose.
Okay.
A lot of my customers usually pay for shipping, so I didn't really see the point in like making something like super solid and heavy if they're going to be the ones who haven't, because they're already having to pay for the sculpture and then they got to pay for the shipping. Like, you want to give them a break somewhere. I mean,
yeah,
that's just how I see it.
No,
but
absolutely. Mr. Shango, you did not miss the big reveal, my friend. We are tenderly getting to that. So
is Sean watching?
Yep, we got Shango in the house. Sam Wincup up in Maple Country.
So
yeah,
just so Sean knows, I have something planned for him as well.
Nice.
But he doesn't know what it is yet. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, don't spill the beans. He's here.
No, I'm not going to say anything. But so when you brought up the young Leatherface, thank you for that, because I wanted to kind of touch on something here.
Sure.
We've been doing this for a long time here, and there were certain things about collector culture that I did not understand in the beginning. And one of those is that, having something that's just your own is what's the right word? Like, it's coveted,
special.
valued,
It's,
whatever.
yeah,
Special.
Yeah.
Sure. So, even though I would try to do something to make sure that you had a one of a kind, it took a couple of years and some iterations and like working on one of a kinds for me to kind of like shift my perspective a little bit, which is why you have the new piece that you do. It's kind of like my way of thanking you for your years of not just friendship, but patience and in watching this journey. And it's like, so I wanted you to have something that was only for you.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
I guess it's like a karmic thing. And so I wanted to do the same thing for Shango, but he doesn't know what it is yet. And but it's coming.
Cool.
But anyway, he was like one of the very, very first. And so I felt it was a nice thing that I could do,
Sure.
But I haven't even talked to him about it. So this is the first time he's hearing about it, I'm sure. But yeah, so it's coming.
That's awesome. Dude.
Anyway.
I dig having, especially now seeing where you're at and where you're heading and all that, especially with your your own license, creations and things like that.
Yeah, I'm tired of doing the stuff that I can only take to conventions, man. You're not.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can imagine copyright and all that type of stuff has got to be. You got to dance around that shit. But to me now, knowing that you're basically not going back to that type of stuff makes it even more special. That I got like these types of things here where it's like. I've got because again, I've been riding with people like you and Riley, Evil Wonka, where I've got the early shit that you guys started making. I mean, sure, with you, like you say, you've been sculpting for fucking 27 years, so I mean, obviously put that aside. But at least as far as the horror community, introduction of Guy McMonstermaker goes, I mean, this is some early fucking pieces, like, and that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, certainly the production methods that were used on that, like. We wouldn't probably do how we do now.
Sure.
But, that's just part of evolution of the methodologies and processes and whatnot. But
dude, for sure, man. So, I've got this other. I just want to point it out. I've got this awesome totem piece that you had a collaboration, you and another artist. I fucking love this thing as well. Just some of the stuff that you guys have come up with. Again, it's just when I look around this room, and the uniqueness is what really.
Your whole museum is freaking amazing, man. Your background. I wish mine looked as cool. I just got a python in the back and a bunch of crappy wood and a light, and
it's coming along. And finally, I finally am able to display this shit. In our other house, so much was in boxes. And I forget what I had bought, over time, because it would just come home. I'd have to sneak it in, and like not like spending all this fucking.
Can't let her know. What did you spend on that? No, I'm kidding.
So it was really fun, like the opportunity of actually setting this up, and when I actually really started doing this is when when my daughter was born back in last February, because I took off a solid month from work. I took off. I had my company gave me paternal leave, and then I used vacation time and all that. And I just, gave us a good solid month to be here for my wife as she was kind of, healing up from childbirth and all that. And of course, just spending time with the newborn and, anyway. But in my downtime, I started coming down here and I started opening up boxes and I started, putting shit up on walls. It was kind of really how it first started, and, just piecing it together. And it's definitely not, the final form. I think it's always going to forever be a fluid thing, but.
I was gonna say, man, if that's like we're in progress, I'm like, damn, dude, like, what?
It's not slapped together. I mean, it's been pretty, thought out for the most part. But,
highly curated, I would say.
Yeah,
very nice.
But it's been really nice because that's one thing too. It's like, if you put your time and your money into collecting and stuff, and you don't get to enjoy it. What are you doing? I mean, obviously I wasn't in a position to do it, so I understand, but it just means so much more to me now. Just like, I literally, like a fucking dork, I'll just come in this room and I'll just sit and I'll just kind of turn around and I'll just look at things and I just smile and I just like, my wife's like, what are you doing down there? And I'm like, don't worry about it.
You're immersed and enjoying your history of this, all of this. I frankly, I look forward to having something like that someday. I do not. I don't have anything. One day we'll redo a podcast like this, and like I'll have like an actual background worth looking at.
All good, dude. Just checking out a few other things in here. Hold on. So Shango, his ears are burning out. Wait, what? What did I do? Now I'm curious. Haha. Oh man. So I do want to get to this package now here before we go much further. So again, this is something that I'm very excited to see. I haven't seen what this is. I have an idea as to the general.
I hope you like it.
Theme of it. I hope I like it too, man. No, it's good. No, I'm really excited, man. It's just, again, it was something we had talked about, for a long time. You've been very successful. Life goes on. I mean, I'm busy as shit too. So again, I'm never going to stop collecting and things. So to me, another thing I always say to people when I commission or whatever, just from people, not that this was a commission from you, but just in general, I've got so much patience, where it's not like, okay, I where is it? How's it coming? Because as soon as you start to rush somebody, you're not going to get the best fucking version of it as possible. And again,
absolutely.
I don't have there's not a date where I'm going to stop collecting. I have to have it by next month. Otherwise, what the fuck? If it happens in a year, it happens in 2 years, and I finally get it, cool, man. you know?
That's another thing that I'm extremely grateful for is everybody that I have made a piece for at some point. All of them have been incredibly patient,
Sure.
and I do not take that for granted. And I appreciate all of you, everyone. You know, it's something that I am aware is not common.
Sure.
So to have that courtesy extended to me, and when no one has to do that, I appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
Because you know I do try to prioritize everything as best as humanly possible. You know, I only got two hands in so many hours in the day, but we're, you know, that again, that's why we're not doing the commissions anymore. But
Dude,
I
yeah.
do have a few left that I'm working out, and so if any of you are watching, just know that I appreciate you greatly, all of you. You know, so
Can I ask you one more question here before we open this
Yeah.
up too? Just
Sure.
shit's coming to the top of my head. I've been seeing some videos of you now lately because you'll go live on your page when you're in the middle of, you know, doing work, right? You know, sometimes you go live when you're painting, you're doing whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not as with it with the technology side, but I see that you now have got. I mean, I see the virtual, you know, your tool board, you're moving it around and shit. What is that, dude?
If it's got like all the weird stuff like in
It's like
kind of like
augmented
floating
reality that you got.
Yeah, so that's the Quest 3. It's a VR headset that just has it has a pretty decent camera, and I thought that it would make sense to kind of use that to leverage the technology and the interactability with kind of like getting, you know, just more marketing stuff, I guess, basically.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the Quest 3. You can get it like any store, Amazon,
Sure.
Costco, whatever.
So is it like a bulky, like that Oculus kind of big fucking thing?
It is an Oculus. It's a Meta Quest branded headset. It's actually very small. It's relatively light. It's only about like the head. It's only about yay big. It's about that thick. It's pretty thin, and I mean, I can't even express how invaluable that is for work. You know, most of the time VR is supposed to be for gaming and shit, but
Sure.
I use it for sculpting or
that's awesome.
you know, like recording stuff and do it. It's like I try to get in some VR time with my son. Like we'll watch movies or like maybe we'll play like a zombie shooter or whatever if possible. But it's, I would say, 85% for work.
So when you put that on, is it glass and you're seeing through, or are you just seeing a screen then?
Yeah, well, so it's like a two lenses. They're like so here's where my knowledge of the tech. I know how the tech works, but like what it's called and all that, they're like lenses, like certain resolution, blah blah blah. But yeah, it's basically it's computing all inside the little headset dealy, and it gets sent to your eyes or whatever.
Is it kind of hard to? Is it a bit of a learning curve how to like navigate and move around? You know, with your body with that on there. You know. Or...
No. Well, okay. So I've been using them since 2016. Okay. So I've been used to VR headsets for a while now. So I'd imagine, well, okay, I guess there is, because anytime I ever have my family, like whenever we travel or anything, like to go visit my son or during the holidays, I'll take my headset with me. And anytime someone who hasn't used it puts it on, yeah, there is a learning curve, because like they'll fucking hit walls or like, you know, bump into stuff. So I guess so. Yeah, there could be a little bit of a learning curve, but I can't imagine much.
That's just cool. I saw some video of like a mechanic. He had it on, and he was, you know, in front of the hood of his car, and he, you know, he's working on it, and then he had the headset on, and all of a sudden he's pulling up a YouTube video, and he grabs it and drags it right next. So I mean, it's so fucking cool. It's just, you know,
it's very useful for stuff like that. Like, you know, like for bachelors or, you know, people trying to impress someone in the kitchen. It's very useful because you can just stand there and you can have like, you know, the cooking and cook in real time watching, or in my case, what I would usually do is put Tales from the Crypt on and then cook with it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. I feel like so like old manish and like outdated, like out of touch to even ask, but it's fucking cool, man. And
Actually, how old are you, Stoney?
I'm not that old. I'm 36, so.
Oh, okay. Well, don't feel old then.
Well, I just think of like times like this where you look back at like the Today Show and like Brian Gumbel asking what email is, like, this is weird. It'll never catch on, and it's like.
When I think of Brian Gumbel, I think of Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
There was the one. How's your day? Mine couldn't be better. Yours just fine. Anyway.
All right, let's check this piece out, dude. I can't wait anymore, man. I know we had a little bit of a scare because it finally arrived and it looked like Ace Ventura had
it looked like someone beat the shit out of it. So
I know that we were a little scared, but I think rest assured it survived just fine. So.
Thank goodness, because that's the only one.
Now, this is a TCM piece, and I know that you don't like to do, make the same thing that's already really been made out there and everything. So,
right.
So when we had kind of talked, and this was from you, there's a certain specific shot and a what do you want to say? A frame from the movie, the 03, right. The remake, and I think you approached me about it and said, what do you think about this? And I mean, I was like the first time I really picked up and noticed that stance and everything that he was in.
I hope that I captured it enough. I mean, we'll see. If anything, it's the first time I ever made him with all of that strap stuff and everything all over him.
So I actually had after we had talked that piece, for a while, Jason Pomerenke, one of the brothers in toys, they're auctioneers. They're more mainstream, like collectibles and toys and stuff, but they dip into the horror. He had this that exact print, and I'm going to show it to you right now. I don't know if the glare is going to be good, but this is the one we're talking about right here. So Thomas Hewitt. Nice. And he's the smoke around him, but the stance that he's in, you and I have termed it. I don't know if you came up with it or whatever. It doesn't matter. But
I think it was you.
We've been affectionately referring this one as Samurai Leatherface, just because it looks like he's fucking, to draw out like the fucking katana or something. And anyway, I think it's such a unique, just tiny detail in the movie to have picked up on and then to have produced something.
When I was looking at it, I just really admired the kind of like the flow of his form, and I thought that would be fun to sculpt.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, you be the judge. It's for you. You tell me if I did okay. But
one thing I like to always showcase on here too, when we do some unboxing and stuff, is the fact of packaging is so fucking goddamn important. I mean, just in the collecting world, it's nothing like spending some money on something or whatever, getting your package, you're all excited, and then some asshole didn't fucking know how to package something, and it's just been rattling around in there from 10 states to get to you, and it's all fucked up. So, just the PSA to anybody out there, package your shit if you're a seller how you would like to get your shit. I mean, just just because you made the sale, spend the fucking time and really make sure it's going to arrive to somebody. So,
what you mean they don't want it? They don't want it delivered like it was kicked like a football?
So first thing I'm noticing in here is something that's really cool. The next level thing you've been doing here is you've been designing your own packaging.
Well, yeah, so that is actually meant for my official merch, but I figured for you, I would use one of those boxes.
Sweet, dude. All right, let me take this out nice and tenderly. I never like to rush anything, especially in unboxings, because I'll be damned if I'm the guy who breaks something, especially on fucking camera, but I just don't want my own stuff to ever be broken. So,
well, you can watch the tears.
Here. So, first things first. The box is not damaged whatsoever, guys. So
thank you.
Fine. Okay.
Thank goodness.
Manufactured. We got guys on there. We got your McMonstermaker holding.
Yeah, that's just all the boring stuff. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna show off this backside, but I get to see the first sneak peek first before you fuckers do. So, and you're a handsome, beautiful man. So, to Stoney, I hope you enjoy this piece, brother. Long live Stoney's TCM Museum of Minnesota. Fucking dig it, man. And then now, as we're seeing, it's a fucking bronze golden god of a... Oh, this is awesome. I'm going to take it out in just a second, but I don't know if we can see. No, I'm going to have too much glare.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will be able to see that.
You guys aren't going to see it yet. Oh, my God. Dude, this is fucking sweet. And this is, like I'm talking, this is like the money size of scale that I really like, especially in this fucking goofball museum thing I got going on here. You know, I've only got so much space, and these big, massive pieces, I can't do that. That's why you don't see like 1,000, you know, busts and statues and everything in here.
Right.
Sure, there's a price point issue too, but this is fucking sweet, dude. Now, I don't want to fuck up the boxing, so let me see here. How does the
Well, I mean, it's meant to be ripped open, so.
Yeah, it's gonna be displayed anyway, so hold on here. Again, I never care if I look like a goofball opening this up and I look dumb, because I just don't ever want to screw anything up, but this is sick, dude. Are you doing this in-house? You printing these and everything, the boxes? And
Yeah, everything. We invested in laser cutters, and we have everything we need to be completely self-sustaining in the manufacturing department now.
Damn, dude. This is fucking sick, man. I'm really
Thank you very
impressed with
much.
this.
I
I
appreciate
see on
it.
the side here, 1 of 1. Yeah, baby. That's
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
talking about. I'm shaking the microphone around. Oh, yes. I'm almost there, guy. I'm almost there.
Open it up already. No, I'm kidding.
I will take my sweet ass time.
You got it.
And also these unboxing videos for you as somebody who's making packaging. Now you can see what the customer goes through to see if it's, you know, is this how
Right.
it should be?
I'll be like, all right, I'm not doing my job if y'all aren't frustrated by the time you get to your piece.
Oh, wow. Let's see here. So I'm going to just cut that strap on there real quick.
Yeah. So because I don't have any statues for my body, these are mostly reserved for my wall masks. So I had to kind of figure out something to keep it in place while we shipped it off.
Sure. Man, this thing is fucking beautiful, dude.
Thank you very much.
Oh, cool, dude. You got right on the fucking base of it too. Stoney's TCM Museum of Minnesota. This is like a fucking like a trophy piece here, dude. So let me move this over. Now I got to do one thing. And this is no big deal whatsoever, but I got to get part of that tip of that chainsaw. I think was kind of hurt a little bit, but look at how fucking amazing this is, you guys. This is so incredible. That is just awesome, dude.
Is that fixable?
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. It's no fucking big deal at all, dude. This is so fucking sweet. You got the stance perfect. That's exactly. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, man. Oh, dude.
It pleases me that you're happy, but I won't say what does not please me, but that's not your fault.
I know. I'm trying not to make a much of a deal.
No, it's okay. I understand. But
any real collector, we've got fucking super glue on hand, and that's no big fucking deal, dude. This is so fucking sick, dude. Look at that fucking. Look at that. That is sick, man. That's a fucking trophy. I feel like I got a goddamn Emmy here, man. Holy shit.
Oh, actually, if you look underneath it, I sculpted the number specifically into it.
You're a fucking handsome guy. You know that? I appreciate the shit out of this, dude. This is so fucking cool.
So what you're holding there is basically just my way of saying thank you for being a longtime friend and just being you, essentially.
Thanks, dude. You know, like I said, there's all the weird drama goofball things, you know, and I can get wrapped up in some of it or whatever, but I've always really tried to be just honest and genuine and, like, you know, like I said, just fucking supporting people, whether that's guys like you you know, just fucking supporting people throwing raffles up or whatever, just, you know, trying to, you know, just, you know, supporting anybody, man. I really dig it. And it does feel nice that it's kind of noticed. And again, I don't do it for a pat on the back whatsoever. And,
Oh,
you know,
it's very noticed. You can tell when someone is like a kind person just for the sake of being a genuinely kind person. So we appreciate you for sure.
you did a really good job on this.
Thank you.
Sick.
I should also mention to the viewers that Stoney was generous enough to give me quite a bit of photo reference, so I used all of it to the best of my ability. Well,
dude, this is great. I think this is so fucking cool. I really like the it's so vain to say, but I like the fucking name on there and everything too. It's mine.
I was trying to do something that would be not, you know, acknowledge the museum, but not be too ostentatious. But you know,
dude, it's really cool, man. I think it's going to be right here on the desk, so it's something I can see in the forefront. I know that for sure. Otherwise, it might go in the background, but this. Again, some personal things, you know, I like other people to see stuff and, yeah, take a look at this. But at the end of the day, it's my collection I come into, you know, where's my main focal point, you know, right fucking in front of me, dude. So
where does it go?
This is coming. I already know exactly right where this fucking thing is going to go. This is beautiful. So, dude, I really appreciate it. I mean, and especially, again, to just talking about how much time goes into, you know, your work of sculpting and everything like that. This wasn't a fucking 1 hour project, and I know that. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
You know, wow, man, I think that's amazing. So, again, we're talking. This is a one-on-one, but can people buy this then too? Or are you gonna have some?
No,
you know,
no, it's just for you.
Really?
Just for you. Yeah. Yeah. That's my whole. That was my whole objective with all of this. Is you know, I pay attention to the people who are good to me. And so I'm doing my best to try to like reciprocate that in a way that only I can. Right. So, you know, that's what I meant when I said that I didn't understand collector culture. Because if I had the way that I do now, I may not have made duplicates of certain pieces. In hindsight, it was definitely integral to the growth of my business.
Yeah.
But I probably would have sacrificed some of that if I had known what I know now.
Sure.
You know.
Wow. Well, fuck, it's even more special. I'm getting all teary-eyed, you fucker.
My apologies.
No,
I don't want you to get teary-eyed, but I just do want you to know that I appreciate you and people like you.
It's really appreciated. Same way back, dude. That's really kind. There's not a lot of people out there that are like you and generous like that. So thank you. It does.
It means a lot to me that it's something that you're happy with, and that's really it. That's all that I care about. So thank you for being you, man.
Dude, killer, man. So what do you got going on right now? I want to talk about some things, you know, what can people get from you? You've got a new line, you've got three figures, 3 characters that you've just come out with.
Yes. So, right now the main goal is to basically, by the end of 2024, I want to have all of my new product lines, pretty much fleshed out so that I can hit 2025 a little bit more voraciously. So right now we have my Gore Gamers, which are basically tabletop gaming pieces. They're based on my literary world. So my first novel, it's part of that extended universe. And the second book for that is coming out a little after my wedding, so sometime after May. And then I also have my wall masks, which we have 2 available right now, and then I'm developing the 3rd one as we speak. And let's see what else. We have my Leaving Legends series, which are those figures you saw.
Yeah, they're
4 inches tall. The fat. Oh, I don't say anything. I'm going to send you the fat guy because I know you dug his design. So.
Yes.
You can review that at your leisure or whatever. I know you dug it, so I'll send you one. And then, we have so many things going on right now. My head is spinning. My Creatureporium cuties, which are basically, my company's answer to like Funkos, but not, big heads, cute, but like a little bit more detailed, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Sure.
We have a lot coming this year. And to those of you who have supported me, I just want to say thank you very much for all of your kindness, your generosity, not only just with your time, but with you know, all the posts and kind things that you guys say. I take none of it for granted, and it makes the daily grind and all this gray hair worth it. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I wish I could give you a more robust answer, but that's all I got right now. Because one, I'm super tired, and two, I don't want to make it about me right now. It's really just, I'm just hanging out with my buddy.
No, and that is, but I just, you know, I'm very interested in a lot of things. You got a lot of irons in the fire, man. I mean, it's just, again,
oh, yeah,
you know, you go a lifetime career of sculpting, you know, with the background you got, but then you're fucking banging out novels. I mean, it's impressive.
I get no sleep. I get no sleep.
So with the novels and stuff, are you know, how do you get that? You got them up on Amazon, or how do you?
Oh, my first book you can buy pretty much anywhere.
Okay.
Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, Walmart, Amazon, Libris Books, anywhere books are sold, really.
Cool.
And then the audiobook is an Audible exclusive. I'm not sure if the producers are going to expand it to like Spotify. I know they were discussing other things, places they wanted to take it, but I have no say in any of that. But I can tell you that the Audible version is available if anyone wants to pick it up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have plans on doing more?
Oh yeah. The second book is almost done. It's just working on the new products is keeping me from finishing it. So it's kind of like I had to bifurcate my time. I actually have an app on my phone where it tells me like, okay, today you only write, motherfucker. Don't get away from that sculpting. Sure. And it's not working out. It's not working out at all.
You lack discipline.
Yeah, I do with my own. I'm the one who set the schedule, and I can't even follow it. But it's mostly because we're preparing for Texas Frightmare weekend in May, and that's kind of like our Super Bowl for horror shows here in Texas. And I have no idea how I'm gonna make enough product to make it worth the whole 3 days, but I'm trying. But that's what's keeping me from finishing the book. But it is coming, and I already have 2 books in addition to that are slated for the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. If you go to my website, you can see all of the different dates and release time, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But that's
what's your website? How do you get to it?
The Creatureporium.com.
Okay.
Just pretty straightforward.
That's what I'm saying. No, like I said, you're sculpting, you're coming out with new product, you got, you know, fucking novels, and then on top of it, then you're going out and doing, you know, conventions and stuff too. I mean, Jesus.
We have a lot this year that we're lining up for. But you know what? The easiest way to explain everything that I do, brother, is like we were talking about our kids.
Yeah.
That's what this is all about for me. I am someone who, you know, if I'm going to tell my son he can do anything he sets his mind to, if I'm not living that, then I'm a fucking liar, and I refuse to set that example.
Yep.
So that's why I do what I do. And I'll probably die early, but you know, I don't want to, but I'll probably have a heart attack from not giving up. I don't know, maybe. I hope not.
Yeah, same, right? Damn, dude, that's just crazy. Well, I mean, again, I say congrats on all the success, you know, and it's definitely wasn't just given; it was definitely well deserved. I mean, you've got quite the resume, the portfolio, whatever you want to say. I mean, you know, you've been around now, dude. It's pretty fucking cool.
It's like I say to everybody, right? Like I'll never say about myself the kind things that you people say, but I will do my damnedest to live up to all the kind things you say. So what you're saying to me means more to me than you can possibly understand, brother. So thank you.
For sure, man. Fuck yeah. Well, is there anything else you wanna kind of hit on that you're in the works making? I mean, are you also fucking, you know, making a movie too on the side, and you know, you seamstressing like clothing and costumes? What the fuck?
No, I leave it at just what I do so far. I do. My publicist does want me to consider writing a script based on the first book someday. I don't know when. I can't even finish the second book book. So I don't know when the hell that's going to happen, but
Sure.
yeah, no, nothing else. I I don't want to like ruin the podcast, but it's like I don't want it like it's yeah. I do a lot, but everyone does a lot. We all got it, so it is what it is, you know.
This is the substance that I want, you know, when I talk like this. I mean, it's like, you know, it's fun to, it's very nice to.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm ruining it for you. Then
you're not. No, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, you know, I like having this kind of like friendly conversation, but you know, you know, I want people that are watching this, they're interested in what you got going on and stuff. I want to talk about it.
Gotcha.
Us just talking about, you know, our kids that they've never met forever. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
fair enough.
You know,
I understand.
So Nikita Maltos says, ask him about my piece. He's looking forward to it with a laugh emoji. And he okay, so what's up with that?
First of all, I love Nikita. He's fucking hilarious. He's a good guy. But so I am not a huge Rob Zombie fan. I hope people don't murder me for that.
Nah.
But he is one of my very last commissions. So you know how I was talking about how I had some left? I have about 3 people left, and then done. But he is one of the last ones, and he is getting a 36-inch Rob Zombie statue.
Whoa.
from part 2. Comes with 2 heads. And like, so my thing is, you know, he came to me wanting me to do this, and I found it incredibly kind, and I appreciated that. I didn't want to let him down. Initially, it wasn't always that way. First, it was, hey, brother, can you make me like Dracula? And then can you make me the Penguin? Then can you make me Mr. Freeze? And then can you make me Michael Myers? And we finally stuck on Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And the irony is that it's like the one, and I don't ever pretend, I don't mince words or like this. I fucking hate Rob Zombie's Halloween. Man. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to do my best on the sculpture.
Exactly,
so
right?
Of course I'm going to, and it's going to be fun once it's done. But it's just God, I gotta look at that movie and oh God. And the thing is, he loves that. Like, he's a good man, but I know he's like laughing. He's probably laughing right now. He's like, watch that fucking thing again. It's like, oh yeah, no God. But yeah, so that's that. I'm making him a gargantuan Rob Zombie with swappable heads. Cool. It's the only one. So for anybody who's like, oh cool, sorry. We're sticking to one-offs.
You're too late
in
bitch.
perpetuity now. So thanks, Nikita.
What else do we say? Tim and Amanda McKinney said that they love the new packaging. Exactly. I fucking love that.
I love them. Tim and Amanda McKinney are some of the most amazing people.
Sam
Seriously.
Wincup is saying that's awesome, guy. Beautiful work. And again, I was going to say that. Shout out to Sam Wincup, SAMSPRINTZ.
Yes.
Sam
is an amazing artist.
My Space Corps podcast logo. She designed that for me. Was helping me with that Flash intro. And she's got some other good stuff in the works too. So if anybody's looking for any kind of fucking work like that, hit her. She's fucking incredible.
Amazing artist.
And a good, honest Canadian at that too. So thank you so much.
I thought she was Australian.
No, she's up Maple Country. So we got Amy the Terminator. Amy Hastings. She's the one that's down in Australia along with our homeboy Walter. So and again, that's so cool about this fucking, you know, this whole, you know, online group community stuff. The people that we fucking know, and you know, like,
all over the place,
everywhere, dude. It's crazy, man. So
Amy is someone
she's
that
in here too. She says, "Evening, guys."
I just have to say, I absolutely love Amy. She is like, to me, I miss her because I don't get to talk to her a whole lot, but she is one of my favorite people of all time, and she's one of those last commission people. She is got the patience of a fucking saint of saints of saints. She is amazing. She is someone that I truly do cherish as a friend. She's amazing.
Dude,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, yeah.
I can't believe she's on, Amy. I haven't seen you around in a long time, so I'm glad you're here. This is kick ass.
Yeah. What time is it over there? Usually when I try and talk to her, she's either like asleep or I'm asleep, and she's like wide awake.
Nikita says, I am laughing, but it will be legendary.
I knew it.
And then Sam says, "Oh, that means a lot coming from Guy." And then Amy says, "All blushing and shit over here." So. And one last one to toot your horn here too. Jack Van Fossen says, "Guy isn't only a great artist and creator, but as a person, you'd be hard pressed to find anybody nicer." What a handsome man. So again, nothing but love around here. We got some couple shitty people throughout this community that have been fucking things up, but for the most part, it's all love. We got nice people, and that's what we're trying to just root that shit out. Get back to this because this is fun for me, man.
I'm all for that because I honestly I don't.
Yep. I'm glad it's not been on your radar. I think that's a better way to live, dude. You got some rose-colored glasses on that I'm envious of. So fucking keep doing that, man. Amy Hastings says it's 4:30 p.m. her time right now. So.
Yeah, of course. So,
well,
she's amazing,
brother. I think we went on for about an hour and 25 minutes. This has been a killer podcast. I really appreciate it. I think this might be the time where I need to at least cut it loose because it's rare that I get a little bit of time with the wife, and she's been upstairs, and I think we're gonna fucking kick it for a little bit while the monsters sleep. And,
not a problem. I have food waiting for me that I just left downstairs. It's probably frozen now, but it's all good.
Well, dude, again, I really appreciate the fucking time, man, and I really appreciate this gift. I just fucking incredible.
It was my pleasure, brother, and I'm glad that you're happy with it, and it was really awesome doing this. I know I'm not very good at the podcast, but if you ever want me on again just to shoot the shit, I got you.
Absolutely, man. I'll definitely take you up on it. I hit record or go live and just figure it out. So this is, I don't know what I'm doing either, man. It's just all I know is I'm having fun, and I'm gonna keep doing it while I'm having fun, and if it ever feels like a fucking job or whatever, done. So. Or until I run out of fucking cool people to talk to, or whatever. We cycle through and we got nothing left to talk about or something,
I can't imagine that's going to happen anytime soon.
Oh, Sam says, nice show again, as always. Dude, everybody, you all fucking rock. So,
yes,
Mr. Guy McMonstermaker from the Creatureporium, thank you again, sir. And,
thank you for having me. Have a good night, brother.
All right, man. You as well, brother. We'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.
All right. So... everybody, in closing here, we need to talk about something else. Once again, I got two things to shove down your fucking throats. We're doing the goddamn contest giveaway. End of February. We're getting close. All you got to do is subscribe to the podcast on the old YouTube there. So all I'm saying, man, you just got to subscribe. I don't need you to fucking invest nothing. I don't need you to share it. I don't need you to do anything. Just hit subscribe. At the end of the month, I'm going to be running everybody that's a subscriber, new and old. I'm going to throw you on the wheel, and then the last 3 people are going to win some prizes, okay? Just that's all we're fucking doing here. So first place is going to get the Leatherface Slaughter version from Haya. Second and third place is going to win this dope exclusive keychain, the Shit Show Dumpster Fire from Half Moon Designs. Fucking baller. And then the other big fucking news lately, guys, is that I've now partnered up with Madrid Skateboards. They've acquired the licensing for the TCM 50th year anniversary. So they've got 10 different skate decks coming out. I'm not a skateboarder at all. My fucking fat ass will probably break the board or at least slip off and break some shit. But these are beautiful pieces to display for all the collectors. So we're starting to... there's been other horror boards out there and everything. But what I'm talking about, though, is that motherfucking chainsaw board you guys see over there. That is custom cut in the shape of the Pollen chainsaw. There's only 500 made. There's some other exclusive fucking chainsaws or other exclusive boards and stuff. You guys should check it out. So you can pre-order with me on the TCM Museum page. You guys, we just hit me up with a DM or whatever. I'll get you on the pre-orders. They're going until May 15th. And then we're going to have the release date is August 17th if everything goes well with, with the production and all that. But I'm really fucking excited for this. They have only been just a skateboard company for a long time, so their clientele is just skate shops and regular skateboarders. Now that they've got this, they're realizing there's a whole fucking, horror community. There's a collectible, side of people out there. So they reached out to me a little while ago, teamed up with them, and I'm really excited to show this shit, dude. It's just really fucking sick. Beautiful designs, and again, I don't like fucking talking about stuff that I'm not fired up about. I swear to God, there's fucking 9 out of the 10 I'm like obsessed with. There's 2 of them that are 3D, and like you got to wear old school 3D fucking glasses, dude. They're so sick. There's one that's limited to 100, the Sunrise Cruiser. It's complete with its own custom TCM wheels and trucks. You can also buy the 4-pack of the custom TCM wheels. It's fucking sick, man. They make nothing but quality handmade boards and all that type of stuff. So if that's your type of thing, man, hit me up. I'll fucking hook you up. We'll get you on the pre-orders. If not, totally cool too, man. But that's about all I got to say for this fucking episode, motherfuckers. So thanks for hanging out, everybody that's been in here shooting the shit. Thanks to Guy again for being on. Next weekend, I'll be back. Saturday nights usually is kind of when I'm hitting it. I don't know if I'm going to have a guest on or just going to roll solo. We'll fucking figure it out, baby. Again, just kind of just doing whatever, seeing how this fucking thing shakes out. But subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. We got it on Facebook. I'm working on getting it on Rumble, all this other shit. That's about it, y'all. So everybody have a good rest of your fucking weekend. Thanks again for tuning in. Once again, this is the Space Corps podcast, baby, live from Stoney's TCM Museum of Minnesota. And you motherfuckers are the best.